Hi everyone, so this is a channel message and an energy update for 2026. I know I have done quite a few readings on 2026, but that's more like predictions and looking at the energy. But this is more from the viewpoint of the age of Aquarius energy and the energy of the 2020s, this entire decade, and how these two energies are influencing 2026. All right, so now I think a lot of people, especially those who are part of the light worker and starseed community, they kind of already know that we are now in the age of Aquarius, right? And it actually, we transitioned from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius in 2019, towards the end of 2019. And I know that's kind of like most people know this already, but what I am going to talk about is how this is actually impacting 2026. Now when we transitioned to the age of Aquarius in 2019, it was there was this push and pull, and the energy was kind of just the transition phase. So the age of Aquarius energy didn't really hit until like the very end of 2019, when COVID started. And then boom, it just spiraled within a few weeks time. And 2020, we all know how even in January 2020 things were shutting down. That's the age of Aquarius energy, Uranus energy, sudden, quick, disruptive, structures breaking down, systems breaking down. That was peak age of Aquarius. It was like the universe saying, we are here, we are here, the cavalry is here, we are taking down the toxic systems, things that are not working, because age of Pisces is kind of governed by all these rigid structures, these very heavy energies. All right, karmic energies in every way possible, both in our personal lives and collectively. Because in the pandemic, what happened is, even though the world kind of like with quarantine and everything, there was a toll on people's personal lives as well, and it actually revealed to people the relationships that are toxic, because everything else was kind of put on pause. So not only were we forced to look at what is not working at a global scale, we were also forced to look at what is not working in our own personal lives. We couldn't just say, oh, I'm busy with work, so I'm okay with this situationship. No, it wasn't gonna happen anymore. And we started the age of Aquarius with such a huge bang. And then but the thing is, 2020s, the age of Aquarius, that thing, that energy, that disruption was very strong. But then this old paradigm started kind of pushing back. And we have seen how all over the world, people are again, just they want the toxic stuff back. I mean, unsurprising, the number of people who want to go with it. And it's not just the governments, it's people who support the governments, right, in different ways. But this age of Aquarius, like all throughout from 2020 to 2025, we have seen some important stuff getting declassified, whether it's Area 51 or Epstein files and others. I don't want to go into topics that might cause problems, but we all know that things are shaking up, structures are breaking down. People doing like large conglomerates harming the environment, all of that. We are talking about it more and more and more, right? Like how semiconductor mining, and mining for those lithium and other minerals that are used for the semiconductor industry, and how they're affecting environment as well as communities, and all of that, how people just miss out on so much, right? They think that one power is really bad and the others are not. it's not true. It happens. Everyone is in the race, and everyone, you know, has a hand in the honey pot or something like that. Yeah. So we are seeing more and more of those revelations and things breaking, systems breaking down and things like that. And also technology, I mean AI and the disruption, that is also part of Age of Aquarius. But also we are seeing the bad things of AI. It's all about, all of it is Age of Aquarius energy. Now 2020 is going to be, the entire decade is going to be this very transformative decade where things just, fall apart, both globally and on a personal level. It's going to affect us as well on a personal scale. And this is going to be the most how do I say, disruptive decade in Age of Aquarius, at least for us. I mean, we soon enough we won't be there to see the rest of the Age of Aquarius, or I mean, at least the end of it. They go on for long. So, but the thing is, for the foreseeable future, it's going to be disruptive this decade, and then things are going to mellow down a little bit, and it will get smoother. The fight back from the old paradigm will be easier. I won't say it will stop, but it will be easier for people fighting for the Age of Aquarius and fighting for the light, and for changing things, to change things. We will have it easier as well. And again, this is collectively on personal level. Again, you will have it easier, going forward, once this decade is over. Now, looking at 2020 is just the decade, not just the Age of Aquarius. This is the first decade of Age of Aquarius, right? So even though 2026 is a year number 1 numerologically, if you just look at this decade along with the Age of Aquarius, 2026 is year number 6 in the decade, right? So it has a secondary energy of number 6, which is all about harmony, right? Now, in the last few readings, I have repeatedly mentioned that year number 2026 is, governed by the number 1, and the energy of the sun is coming through very strongly. It even came through in the readings and the predictions. So, and I think I also mentioned, okay, in my Instagram, profile, I shared that the energy feels like, the sun is shining on you. It's a breath of fresh air, and I channeled the song "Here Comes the Sun." So it's a very, very beautiful, healing, vibrant energy. So it's going to be like, finally, the sun is shining and we are out of the woods, that sort of energy. Now, that is only going to be supported by this secondary energy, that is the energy of 6, year number 6, and Venus energy. It's all Venus energy, and number 6 is all about harmonizing something, okay? Energies coming together and balancing out and harmonizing. What it means for the Age of Aquarius energy and 2020's energy is like this struggle, this constant push and pull between the old paradigm and the new paradigm is going to harmonize. It's and what does that mean? It's not going to stop. It's just that the fight back that we are facing from old paradigms, I'm just talking collectively right now, and then I'll explain the personal stuff. What is going to happen is that it's going to get easier for the new paradigm, for this new earth, for this 5D consciousness to anchor, because number 6 is also about anchoring. 5 is about change. Year number 5 is about change. Number 9, this 2025 was a year number 9 overall, that is about endings, changing things, ending, wrapping things up, breaking free, all of that. And then in the year number 6, for this decade, you have the harmonizing energy, and it plays really well with this number 1 energy, which is overall, because it kind of is harmonizing all the changes and the endings that you make in 2025, and it's going to pay off. So Venus is also about wealth and abundance, right? One you're like number one is about victory and success in always in all areas of your life, of course, yes, and that also means wealth and success. And Venus is more like harmony and wealth, and that's also very harmonizing. But the thing is, these two energies work really well, and it's going to stabilize this Uranus energy, this disruptive energy, in a good way. What it means is that collectively we'll see all the changes, all the disruptions actually working in our favor. New world order, things actually changing. What does that mean? That means that all the old systems that harm us, that kind of keep us suppressed, that keep us in loops, that force us to work 9 to 5s, stay in sort of unhealthy patterns, all of that, it will get easier. Things are going to somehow get easier, and old structures are going to fall away. Now in your personal life, how it's going to work is that the changes that you are going to make, like I have been in all my last few readings, I have talked about ending toxic cycles, breaking free from toxic and negative energies, walking away, taking a leap of faith. All of this, if you do that, it's going to get easier. And not only that, the thing is, when you, this is why I gave the I was talking about the collective energy earlier, because it will make it easier to understand on a personal level. So what happens is that when you try to break free from something very toxic, not just something that is not fulfilling but actually toxic, that energy, that those people, those systems will try to pull you back in. They will try to stop you from moving on, from breaking free. They will do that. They will fight back. They will create circumstances and situations and problems in your life that force you to stay, that makes you afraid of taking that leap. Because when you're taking the leap, you're almost always walking away, and there is a not just an element of uncertainty, there may be some losses. That's why it's called a leap of faith, because you don't know where you're going to land. You have to travel light. The fool, literally, it's the fool card, right? And he travels light, and he doesn't have much belongings, which means that you're actually leaving things behind, which means even if you've worked hard for something, you might have to leave it behind, right? So there's an element of sacrifice there, there's an element of loss as well. But what the fool card also is associated with is just not a leap of faith, but a brand new beginning, which is really good for you, right? Because after that you have the magician card, and that's kind of like manifesting upright. It is you manifesting your dreams and desires and goals. You have all the necessary elements, you have mastered all of that, and then you manifest what you desire. So when you take that leap of faith, things fall into place, right? And then you go from the magician manifesting, then you become the emperor, all of that. So there's a journey. I won't get into that here, but what is happening on a personal level is that if you actually take a leap of faith, by the time 2025 ends, or even like when in the beginning, the first few months of 2026, it's all about, I'm not gonna say that, oh my god, if you don't do it right now, it's gonna pass you by. No, you have an entire year, but the sooner you start, the better. But the thing is, when you break free from something toxic, when you make that change, when you take that leap of faith, it's going to get easier for you. The universe is going to support you more than ever. The universe is always going to support you for a leap of faith. But the older paradigms and these negative energies, which would obviously also attack you to pull you back, they will be neutralized, because uh, 2026 is harmonizing the age of Aquarius energy, and the age of Aquarius energy is all about fighting those toxic systems, right? It's about breaking the cycle, it's about breaking the wheel itself. It's about disrupting all those negative energies, toxic patterns, toxic paradigms, all that shadow energy, all that is not working will be broken down, and that energy is being harmonized by 2026, which means it's being given more power and in a more structured way. So what it means is that instead of it being a bolt of lightning, even though it is benevolent, that bolt of lightning is benevolent in some way, it is still a bolt of lightning. But instead of it being a bolt of lightning like it was in 2020, it's going to be a breath of fresh air. Things are now going to be so much easier, both collectively and on a personal level. So I hope you take this into account and make whatever changes you want to make. If you want, you can just go through the last few readings and see what comes up and resonates for you on a personal level regarding what needs to be done, what needs to go, what needs to stay, all of that, aligning to your own personal power and dreams and ambitions and even soul purpose. That's going to be amazing, because your number one is ruled by the sun, and the sun is associated with your soul. So anything you do related to what makes you truly happy on a soul level is going to pay off, which also means walking away from toxic energies or anyone or anything who holds you back, because your soul would never want you unhappy or in a toxic place, a toxic job, toxic relationship, doesn't matter. So just make the change. You are supported, right? This is only going to get better. I know this has come up in the last few readings, but I just wanted to give a certain little bit of different perspective, because there's a secondary energy which is also just having the same effect, but just that extra bit of reassurance, I suppose, for whoever needs it. So all the best.